Hello, I'm Theodore Parker. This is the Sideshow, and it's Monday, August the 15th, 2022. The Sideshow with Theodore Parker. Still suggesting the mask, if you have to go out and be around people. All the other things that's been in the news globally, nationally, related to health issues. My suggestion is that you follow your local suggestions. And if you do have any doubts about what's going on, you can always give your physician's office a call and ask them what they think. That being said, got through the weekend. The weather's been kind of mild. Today it's going up to 81 in this area. Air quality is good. So allergy sufferers might catch somewhat of a break with their medications in use. Jump around a little bit this Monday morning. Reminds you that we are heading toward the fall. So now sunset around this area is occurring around 8:36 instead of 9:03, 9:05. So there's already a 20 and 25-minute difference in what we were enjoying in the middle of the summer months. But still some way to go on the calendar before summer is officially over. Brittany Griner, we are aware that she has been sentenced to 9 years in a Russian prison, and her lawyers are negotiating to appeal that sentence. In the meantime, Russia has said, on their part, they are open to a prisoner swap, although no timeline has been given. Some other news as a sidebar that came to my attention, just looking at things that come across the internet. At one time, Anthony Davis and Brittany Griner were dating. And some of the remarks that come across from that is that Anthony said some of the things they could wear the same sizes of. Shoes, for instance, and she would sometimes put on one of his shirts. Of course, we all know that people are allowed to date people and then move to dating other people. So at this time, Anthony is a father and presently engaged in taking care of his children with their mother. I believe that was justice so that both of them could concentrate on their basketball careers. Around 2013, I think that is. Okay. Speaking of basketball, UK won both exhibition games by a wide margin. And there was some sideline examples of happiness from Coach Cal over some of the things that went on the floor, especially those dunks. Next in the news, Trump and Mar-a-Lago FBI raid. If you didn't know, then it's understood that no documents are supposed to leave the White House when a president egresses, leaves, or whatever. So that automatically creates a situation when those documents are removed when the president is no longer serving in that capacity. So the word was passed that there were some security documents at Trump's residence in Florida, and the FBI went to get them. Come to find out they were not even really secured, but were just, some reports say they were in the basement, some reports say they were only padlocked in a room, or some reports say they were taken from the safe. It all depends on which media outlet you read, but some of them were also marked top secret. So this led to other comments about security arrangements that the United States government has in place since World War I, when there were threats of people taking secure information to other countries that would aid in or alter the defense system that the United States had in place. So we'll see. But there are some criminal charges available if this proves to be true. Donald Trump. Now, here's one I'm sure all you working people probably have no interest in. And of course, soap operas, daytime TV is not going to be your strong suit if you have a job working in the daytime. But all us stay-at-home folks, even if we don't have the TV on like that, know what daytime TV can present from time to time. Speaking on that, Justin Sylvester, and I thought for a minute that they said he was in the movie Marry Me with J-Lo and Luke Wilson. But anyway, there was a media frenzy about him pushing Jenna Bush back when the chef was displaying how to cook a certain item. She had her hand on his shoulder, and he shrugged her off, and then gently pushed her back with his hand, like on her midsection, twice. So the audience and viewing audience reacted to that. So his statement, and this is just a validation of today's society. He said he was pushing her back so she wouldn't interfere with him wanting to flirt with the chef. Because she was actually, he said both of them were flirting with the chef, and he wanted her to move back so he could flirt with the chef. So, today's society. Now, speaking again, right here in Kentucky, Senator Rand Paul wants to repeal the Espionage Act amid an investigation into Trump. I don't know how those two things fit hand in hand, but because of this incident at Mar-a-Lago, then it has come into the news. And based on Rand Paul's speaking on the subject, brings up other information related to the Espionage Act, which, looking at past events, President Obama charged 8 people with Espionage Act during his administration, which was more than all the other administrations combined. So that's another one we can look at as time goes on. Here's another one of these. What? A comedian, Jerry Sadowitz, had a show in Scotland at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. And it was canceled after exposing himself and using racist slurs. 30 to 40 people walked out. So, just so you kind of understand, this comedian already has a reputation for being over the top, okay? So he went a step further and said that because the country is run by blacks and women, that accounts for the economy being in bad shape. And then he went so far as to expose himself to a woman in the front row. So one of the persons that was interviewed about it said, well, we understand that he's an acquired taste, but saying things like that in this day and age and, taking his penis out and exposing it to a woman in the front row was enough to shut it down. So 30 or 40 people walked out. When he was asked for comment, he said he didn't realize it was taken like that, and he didn't realize that anybody had walked out. Next thing he knew, the show was canceled. Well, now you know. Now you know. And as odd things would go, to kind of conclude and round up this day on Monday, August 15th, 2022, all you gym enthusiasts like to go there and work out, know that it's a co-ed situation. Women and men go there. And it stands to reason after you go into the gym one of the things that you're going there for is not only to enhance your performance physically, but so that you look good while you're doing it. So anyway, Pete Guston, an American voice and on-screen actor, was at the gym. He has some other credentials that run with YouTube if the name is not familiar. And he's at the gym doing his triceps pull downs. And a woman walks over to him and says that wants him to stop staring at her. Well, I mean, if you're at the gym, you're at the gym. That kind of goes both ways. So she was pretty adamant, and so Pete tells her, well, I'm blind. So his staring had nothing to do with her. He's just like in his blind state of eye focus or non-focus. And she gets the manager, so he produces his card and says that he's blind and, so forth and so on. And she still was kind of like, well, I don't care if you're blind. So she was still pushing the issue to the point where he had to produce the card, get the manager's approval, tell her that she was mistaken and all of that. So you just never know what people will come up with. The Sideshow with Theodore Parker, Monday, August 15, 2022. That's it. Hashtag.